Hi there, it's Cardboard Cosplay. This is my Q&A video which I'm doing for 1,000 subscribers, and I'm just answering questions that people have asked either on YouTube or on Facebook. Okay, so the first question is from Alanya, who's Dumpling-san Cosplays, who's asked what is my favourite makeup to do for a character. My favourite makeup is Lady Rainicorn. Both the full pink with the prosthetic and also just a human version, which I've done today, and I've also recorded a makeup video on how to do it, which I'll be uploading later when I finish editing it. So thanks for that. And she's also asked what's my favourite cosplay to do. I think, even though it's quite simple, I really enjoy cosplaying Nanami, both from Danganronpa 2 and 3. Just because she's one of my favourite characters, and it's always really nice getting to cosplay as a character that you really love. It just makes me happy. And I'm also really proud of my goddess Madoka cosplay. That was a dream cosplay for a while, and I was really happy that I was finally able to make it. For some people. Where do you usually buy wigs from? I actually usually either buy them from eBay or second hand. There's a really good Facebook group, I think it's called like UK Wig and Cosplay Trade. So I usually get them from there because it's quite easy to search through them, and you can usually get them for a good deal. And also it's good because you can ask, because it's a person, you can ask you know, for pictures of it worn, with flash, without flash, so you get a good idea of how it look. Whereas sometimes when you're buying online, obviously you can't contact the seller directly to ask for those things, so it can be a little difficult to know how it will look exactly. I've also gotten the question, these are from Jacob on Facebook, by the way. Oh no, sorry, these are from Ben. The next one's from, yeah. And he's also asked how I learned to sew, and what do I sew with. I learnt to sew when I was quite young. I used to do like a lot of hand sewing, like, and just used to make clothes and like for my teddies and things like that. It's just sort of something I do with friends, and also like my mum taught me originally. And then when I started cosplaying, I mostly looked up tutorials online, and like I usually make patterns myself, so a lot of my early cosplays are really bad and ill-fitting because of that, but I like to think that I've improved. Luckily, like, these days there's so many resources and tutorials online, so it's quite lucky for us as cosplayers, because you know, you can get a lot of ideas by looking at other people and how they've tackled things, especially as I like to do sort of strange characters like Aurelian Soul, who doesn't really have like a humanoid form, and things like and like for example with Star Butterfly, like I made my wand like out of just random things that I found around the house, sort of like Art Attack style, because I used to watch a lot of those shows when I was younger, so I suppose those things will help. Because I'm quite a thrifty cosplayer, I don't usually buy like, you know, Warbler or foam or things. I prefer to try and make things out of just reusing things or finding packaging and things like that with interesting shapes that I can use. So that's usually how I make them. My costumes, like sort of prop wise, I haven't really answered the sewing question, sorry. I have a Genome sewing machine, but more recently I've been doing a bit of hand sewing, which has been nice because sometimes with the machine you've got to clear out a lot of space and things like that, and you know, it can be a lot of hassle to set up, whereas hand sewing I can just sort of do you know, whenever, just sort of watching films or watching YouTube or whatever. So that's good, even though I'd say I'm primarily a machine sewer for larger things. And Ben's also asked what camera I use. I honestly don't know the make, it's just sort of a Sony one. But most of this one's being filmed on my camera, but most of them I just film it on my phone, which actually works fairly well. It's got a decent front camera so I can see what I'm doing. Like I said, I've done a couple of videos on my camera now. I'm going to see how they compare. But for my CMVs, I usually use my camera, except for some of them, like the You Can Be King Again, that's also filmed on my friend's iPhone, and then like another friend who has like a HTC, I think. I don't know, but yeah, just phone cameras. But as you can see, they weren't so good for the CMVs because they're quite pixely. But yeah, so I don't have like a big camera. It's just a small digital one, but it gets the job done really. And the last one from Ben is what was my favourite CMV to film? I think that was definitely my High School Never Ends one from Danganronpa, just because it was at JCon where there was like a huge Danganronpa gathering and there were so many people, and we did like the panel as well, where obviously everyone was in character, so everyone's up for it, and also like it was just so silly and so stupid. It was just dead fun. I really enjoyed doing that, even though I do tend to have fun on all my CMVs, but I think that one was good because it was all in one day as well, whereas a lot of the other ones have been filmed over like 2 or 3 days. So it was just a really good day, just doing loads of stuff and just messing around. So that's my favourite so far. Alright, and yeah, this one's from Jacob, which is my favourite part of what my favourite part of a con is. And it sounds cheesy, but it usually is just seeing friends. Because I've met so many great friends through cosplay, and like a lot of the time, because I go on like Facebook groups for an event and things like that, so I talk to people who are cosplaying from the same fandom or who want to meet up, and it's just really nice getting to see people in person and like getting to do shoots and things like that. Like when I started off doing cosplay, I didn't really have any friends in the community or anything. I just went to cons by myself, and I still had a good time, but it's so much better now. But I know every con I go to, I'll probably recognise some people there, or sometimes I'll plan to do like a double cosplay with someone. It's just always just really fun. It's just nice getting to share like the passion you have about the game or series or anything with other people, and it's always nice doing like photo shoots of other people. Like for example, my Yuri on Ice one with my friend Ollie as Victor. Well, it was just such a great photo shoot. Like it was a day-long one, and we went to all these different locations. And even though, like, say if I was just doing Yuri by myself, I probably would have had a good time. It just makes it so much better having someone else. You can get some really like good dynamic photos. So that's probably my favourite part of cons, just meeting people and meeting people who are really passionate about the things that you love as well. Let me see. Anna Ferreira on YouTube asks what my favourite colour, and my favourite colour is pink. As you might be able to tell, because I always like characters with really like bright pink lipstick. Like it's usually a go-to for me when I've just got like a character who's just really vibrant and bold. I just love bright pinks, and not all bright colours really, which is why I like Lady Rainacon so much, because I just like a lot of bright colours. And right, Sam of Small Dot Cosplay, who you probably know because he's in pretty much all of my CMVs, asks what my dream cosplay is. I don't know, well, one of my dream cosplays for ages was Goddess Madoka, which I've already done, which I'm really pleased of. What I'd love to do is Officer Vi from League of Legends, and also just classic Nami from League of Legends. I just love the design so much. I don't play LoL as much as I used to, but the characters are so great in it, and they've got such great designs. I was going to do Nami this year, but honestly I don't have, with finishing university and everything, I don't have the time, and a lot of stuff is outside my skill set. Like it'd be skin tight, so a lot of sewing with lycra, a lot of armour, and like the building of the tail and shaping is just, I think it's a bit out of my skill set. And the same thing with Vi, because I want to make her gauntlets movable, and that's just sort of outside my skill set at the moment, but I hope that one day I'll be able to make them, because I just think they'd be great. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. Alania's also asked what's cosplay dilemma and how I overcame it. I think that would probably be my dried Soraka cosplay. It had been a cosplay I'd wanted to do for absolutely like just ages. Like I loved Soraka, and I quite like sort of like woodland themed stuff and like dryads, so I really liked and of course I love unicorns, so Soraka was a character I'd wanted to cosplay. So I first wore it to Worlds, which must have been, yeah, like 2015 Worlds in London. Yeah. And I had like a really great time there, but you see, the ridiculous shoes I have, they're pony shoes, so it's like a wedge high heel, but it doesn't have a heel to give the impression of hoofs. And I was fine all day, and then just as we were leaving at the station, I'd gotten a photo with my friend, and then I was like, okay, bye. Second, I just tripped over, and I tore open my knee, I think. The scar's just healed from it. I know, you can still see it a little bit. Completely tore open my knee because I only had like thin tights on to have the tattoo pattern, and just gushing blood everywhere, and I was like, oh great. So I had to remake half of it for when I wore it a few like weeks later for November Newcastle Film and Comic Con, and then there just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Like the cape, the sewing came undone. I had poppers at the side of the dress for the straps, they came undone. I had the tassets. Because instead of making attachment to the dress, I just had like a strip down the front, a strip down the back, a couple of bits joining at the side, and then the tassets clipped on, like say wrapped around. So it was quite it was quite daring and skimpy to begin with, which is not what I usually do. And like, just everything fell apart. It was everything was held together by safety pins. Luckily, the cosplay desk there had like a little repair kit, so I managed to do a couple of stitches and then just safety pin it together. But yeah, it just completely fell apart. And the night before, sorry, I couldn't find my horn prosthetic that I have in the pictures from Worlds, so I had to make one out of foam just like that day. And oh god, it was just such a nightmare. It was such a shame because I was really looking forward to wearing it, and now I just sort of have bad memories of it. I would like to perhaps get some photos of it again, but like I said, it is very skimpy, so I'm quite nervous of wearing it out in public, and also there's a lot of repairs to be done, and I don't know if I can ever brave those pony shoes again, even though I did later on wear them for Lady Rainicorn, but now I just wear flats as her now because it's just so much easier. I'm not used to wearing heels. Okay. And Mysterious Bee asked, what's the hardest thing about making CNBs, and do you have any top tips for others making them? I think the hardest thing about making them is just sort of starting. Like, I've wanted to make CNBs for years, because ever since I discovered their own thing, because I'm just like, wow, this is just so cool and dynamic. Like, the ones that I originally saw were like old ones, like Homestuck ones like Kids Rise Up, and then there was what's it called? I can't remember the name of the video, but it was another one about the trolls, and it was by the same people who made that one, and there were really ones that just sort of told a story, whereas obviously a lot of CNBs these days are just sort of to show off the costumes and photography skills, which is still good, but that's not really what gave me the passion for it. The hardest thing I'd say is just getting everyone together and finding like a good time that you're all free. Like, so that's why I chose a con, because it's a 3-day con, and it's like a weekend thing, so everyone's there every day. Like, the big meetup was on Sunday, but I filmed a lot of it on the other days as well, which helped. Top tips, what I'd say is, first, like, if you focus on one thing, like for example I usually do mine on one fandom or one ship or things like that, it's a lot easier to plan because then you can have ideas. A really good idea is to choose a song and then make like a script for it. So for example with my Undertale one, it was quite difficult because the song's an instrumental, so it can be a bit ridiculous when you're writing a script because it's just like this, like 10 seconds, oh this happens, and my scripts aren't even complicated at all. Like it's just notes and it's silly. Like if you see my Kuzupeko notes, it's all stuff like you know, it's a dream, all in capitals, or oh yeah, time for some tasty grief. Like it doesn't have to be like it's serious at all. It's really good to know these are the shots that I want to get. It's always better to get too much footage than too little, because honestly I've had the problem a few times. I think it was just in the Ghost of You CMV where I had some like about 10-15 seconds to fill, but I was just completely out of stuff. I had to end up like just recycling old stuff, which I think I'm still proud of the finished product, but it's not really a very good thing to do, and sometimes it is quite obvious when you've just run out of time and had to use stuff over and over again. Because of the Ghost of You, I had some ideas, but I didn't really script out the end of it, and again, because a lot of that, there was quite a long instrumental bit, and so I had bits that went with the lyrics, but then I hadn't really planned out the instrumental. I think my battery died about halfway through that. So yeah, I think just to summarise my top tips, I'd say first of all, decide on like a theme, like what you want it to be. Like even if you do just want to do like just a music video just showing off people's costumes, just know what you want to do first, because obviously filming for that will be different if you're trying to sort of convey a story. You write up a script, especially if you want to do a story, and also, like, if you want to get lots of people involved, it's a really good idea to make like a group on Facebook. Like, that's how I organised the Undertale meet at KitterCon, and then like eventually like loads of photographers and things just got involved, which was really good. But just sort of things can never really take off if no one sort of starts it off, and that's what I'm also doing for my CNB at KitterCon this year, which will be a Magical Girl Raising Project one, which I'm also really looking forward to. And yeah, so that's it. So just sort of, I think just start as well. Just don't be afraid of it not being good, because no one really, like, you know, my Undertale one was my first one, and there's tons of mistakes, but people still like it. And you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have gotten, people wouldn't like it if there was nothing to see in the first place, and then I wouldn't have made it if I was just nervous about it not being good, because I don't have, like I said before, I don't have really an expensive camera. Oh yeah, I also I missed out the question when people ask about my camera. They also ask what software I use. I use Lightworks free, so it's just like they have a pro version and a free version, and I just use the free version, so it's not even like expensive software, and that's quite easy to use as well. So that was good, even though at first it was super confusing. I originally tried to use Movie Maker, but then I tried about 3 times to make it on Movie Maker, and it was just black screen every time, it just wouldn't work, which is what led me to use Lightworks, which actually is quite a lot better, because you can be a lot more specific about what length the clips you're using are, and things like that, which is good. Yeah, and also it's really good because when you got a song, because you can you don't just have to choose the length of the clip, you can choose the length like that you want it to be when you put it in, so you can like select a certain amount of time, say if you want it to fit with one lyric, and then you just insert the whole clip, but it'll cut off where you've selected. So that's I'd recommend Lightworks to anyone who wants to start making CNBs. Yeah, and Jonathan asks what my favourite meme is. I really like tag yourself memes, even though I'm sure that doesn't count, but I also really like the Scrungus. Yeah, that always I just really like the Scrungus. Okay. Also, like, I think I mentioned on Facebook, a few of the comments got deleted, so I don't have everyone's questions, so I'm really sorry if you asked something and it hasn't come up. But I know someone said something along the lines of wanting, like, asking me if I'd cosplay with them. And like I said before, I've met a lot of friends just by looking on groups and things like that, and people saying, hey, I'm gonna cosplay this. Like, I made so many friends at the Danganronpa meet at JCon. Like, people who are really close friends now who I hang out with, like, outside the cons and things. So it's really good, and I'm completely up to meeting people, but the thing is, what I'll probably do is I'll make a list of what cons I'm going to on my Facebook. Right now, I think my plans are possibly Newcastle Film and Comic Con, which is in 2 weeks, London MCM for the Saturday and Sunday, Yorkshire Cosplay Con, which I have a table at, SunnyCon, which I'm running an event on the Saturday, I think, but I'm also there all 3 days. And then I think I've got a bit of a break for summer, to be honest, and then KitterCon at the end of August. Those are my plans so far, but what I'll do is once I have more ideas and have a better schedule. Oh, also Doki Doki in November and Thought Bubble. Yeah, yeah, but I'm definitely going to those as well. But what I'll do is I'll probably make a post on Facebook and then maybe pin it, and then if people ever want to meet up or see what I'm cosplaying or things like that, then they can always just comment on that. And because I'm always happy to sort of meet people or take photos or just anything really. Yeah, I think the only event that I have on my page at the moment is the Magical Girl Raising Project meet, which will be at KitterCon. But there is also one at YCC on the Saturday. That's the only sort of meets and things that I'm planning so far, or know that are happening. But I'm also up for, like, for example, say if I'm cosplaying something from like a certain series like probably Danganronpa or and there's a meet happening, feel free to invite me because I'll probably turn up because I really enjoy going to meets and sort of meeting people and just doing photo shoots and things like that. So yeah, I hope that answers everyone's questions. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I hope I could give some good advice, or at least yeah. But yeah, thanks so much again for everyone's like continued support, and yeah, I really appreciate every time someone leaves a comment or a like or anything. And I'm just really happy that people seem to enjoy like my my CNBs especially. But yeah, so let me know if you enjoyed this. If you'd like me to do something similar again, just let me know. And that's all. I will see you soon, and thanks everyone once again just for subscribing and following me. Like I said, I'm really happy that I managed to get this many subscribers and that I've got this many people who support what I do. And so thank you again, and goodbye. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.